Father, for the mercy, it's a brand new start. It's levels to this truth, what it look like. Elevating your mind to reach a good life.
You are listening to
purpose, having faith that it's worth it, and nobody turn you from it. It's a marathon, so run it up. Guard your life, protect your soul. Enduring through the trials, you gon' be pure gold.
That's right.
It's levels to this thing, man. It's levels to it, levels to it.
You are listening to
2,000, 3,000
Scripts.
I never let the
Reloaded.
world hypnotize me no more. So I gotta move like a soldier. I was told to move like I'm supposed to move from coast to coast. I wake in the 12 tribes, studied the wind worldwide, open the eyes of guys walking in lives worldwide. To my surprise, wisdom gave me the laws to survive. I'm gonna abide in them, even hide in them. For the parables, learn these terrible, but a good God. Valley of death's not unbearable when your foot shod.
You are listening to
learn to wear it
In
from a
the
wise leader.
Scripts.
Love and rebuke
Reloaded.
it, come with growth. I don't despise it. Either you hide a cold foe to be bold. Just study, pray, apply, get a rib and grow old. From the day that I was told, stone, silver, or gold. No way that they can play me. I'm a baby dying daily, and it's levels to this truth, what it look like. Elevating your mind to reach a good life. Knowing your purpose, having faith that it's worth it, and nobody turn you from it. It's a marathon, so run it up. Guard your life, protect your soul. Enduring through the trials, you gon' be pure gold.
You are listening to
It's
In the
levels to this
Scripts.
thing, man.
Reloaded.
It's levels to it, levels to it.
Then we've got liquor shop. Yeah, no. Cry no more, no. If you come to serve the Lord, just prepare your soul for temptation. Cry no more. Just make sure you constantly endure. And don't you cry.
You are listening to In the Scripts. Reloaded.
Time of trouble just makes you cry some more. Just make sure you constantly endure, and don't you cry no more.
Once met a young man, that's something so prolific. Whether in or out the spirit, I don't know. I let you hear it. He said, I sit and think that God had to be. Yes, sir. Hey, shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday, 7 p.m. And every week, about this time, we doing the same thing. That is being tuned into In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
That's right. I'm Officer Yaakov, IUIC Dallas. To my left.
Officer Lobby.
To my right.
Officer Shema.
So as y'all see, it's the three of us riding together.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to ride like the three Israelite tears. Yeah.
You just made that up.
I just rolled straight out. Three Israelite tears.
That boy good. That boy good.
Hey, the Three Musketeers, I think they was black. I think they were brothers. But I didn't want to say Three Musketeers because I ain't want to
bring it out.
Yeah, no, I ain't sure.
Maybe we'll do a show on it.
Yeah, right. We got to look at it. But today's show, though, we got an interesting show. We started just a couple of minutes later, so it's our apologies. But today's show is dealing with, first, we're going to touch off on a hot topic that's still going on months later. That's the thing dealing with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And the only reason we touching on it is because since it's still such a big topic out there, people are dropping content on it that is skewing the truth.
They not like us.
Right. Right. They skewing the truth about not like us. And the reality is Drake is like us. Kendrick Lamar is not saying that Drake is not a black man in that song. So we got to touch on that. But the title of today's show is War of the Worlds. It's Made in America. This is Volume 9, by the way. Made in America, Cycles of Racism, Volume 9. Cycles of Racism. And this is the War of the Worlds. And we got to define why we're saying that it is War of the Worlds. And that's because most people don't understand that Israel was called a world within ourselves. Let's get that scripture first. Let's deal with that to explain why we say that Israel is a world of our own. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 45. Isaiah 45 and verse number 17. Let's see what it says. Isaiah 45, verse 17.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Read.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
So in the Bible, God calls Israel the world that is without end, meaning eternal world, everlasting life. That was only promised to the Israelites. Israel is called a world within ourselves. Give me that one, and give me that one in the Apocrypha. And is that in Baruch, or is it Wisdom of Solomon, or is this 1824, where it says in the four rows? In the four rows, Wisdom of Solomon. What is it, 18 and 20 or something like that? It says in the four rows. Let's get another one. 1824.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 24.
So here's another one. And again, we say it every week. For those of you that are watching, if you don't understand Wisdom of Solomon, it's because when King James authorized, not authored, when he authorized the translation of the Bible into a New English version, which is the King James Version, he authorized 80 books. Those books are called the Apocrypha. They're also called the intertestamental books, or intertestamental period. So in Wisdom of Solomon 18, verse 24, let's read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 24. For in the long garment was the whole world.
For in the long garment was the whole world. Let's explain what this garment is. Give me Exodus 28 and 21. Exodus 28 and 21. Why did he say, for in the long garment was the whole world? And the long garment was the whole world. And we break the scriptures down precept upon precept like the Bible says. Come on.
Exodus chapter 28 and verse 21. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel.
And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel. Come on.
12, according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes.
Every one shall it be according to the 12 tribes. Now, to understand what this is going into, start at verse 1, Exodus 28 and 1, so we can see what this is.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 1. And take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons.
So this is the garment that was given to Aaron and his sons. The Levites wore these, the priests. They wore these. Jump down to verse number 8.
Verse 8. And the curious girdle of the ephod.
Of the ephod. So what they wore on their chests was a breastplate that had 12 stones in it. 4 rows. 3 in each row. 3 times 4 obviously is 12. I could do that math. So in each of the 4 rows were 3 stones, and those 3 stones, various stones, had a name on them, and that name represented the children of Israel. So each stone belonged to a particular tribe. So that was called an ephod. And it says, which is upon it?
Hey, can we read verse 2?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump to verse 8.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 2. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron, thy brother, for glory and for beauty.
So it was a holy garment for Aaron, our brother, for the Levites. Come on.
And the curious girdle of the ephod, which is upon it, shall be of the same according to the work thereof, even of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. Twined linen. And thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, and grave upon them the names of the children of Israel.
The names of the children of Israel on these 2 stones. Come on.
6 of their names on 1 stone, and the other 6 names on the rest of the other stone.
Jump down to 15.
Verse 15. And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod, thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen. Shalt thou make it.
Jump 17.
Verse 17. And thou shalt set it in its settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones.
4 rows of stones with 3 stones in each row. 4 times 3, 12. Come on.
The first row shall be as sardius, and topaz,
a topaz,
and
carbuncle.
This shall be the first row.
So the first row had those stones. Go ahead.
And the second row shall be an emerald, and sapphire, and a diamond.
That's the second row. 3 stones. Come on.
And the third row of
liguire, or ligure,
and agate, and in
amethyst.
So
that's the third row. Come on.
And the fourth row, a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. Now jump back. Now read verse 21 again. Verse 21. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes.
So that's what we're talking about. So let's touch one more time. Go back to Isaiah 45:17. Actually, go back to Wisdom of Solomon first, 18:24.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18, verse 24. In the long garment was the whole world.
For in the long garment, the priest's garment was the whole world. 4 rows with 3 stones in each row, and each stone had the name of, or it was a stone that belonged or identified the children of Israel, one of the tribes, and that was on the garment, and it was called, for in the what?
For in the long garment was the whole world.
For in the long garment was the whole world. Put that picture up for the world to see. Excellent job. Excellent job. Put that. This is what it's talking about when it's saying the world. So when we look at John 3:16, the world in John 3:16 is actually going into the world of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
It's not good. God loved Israel.
Right.
That's who the world is.
Right. That's when you keep it in context.
That's when you keep it in context. Absolutely. So now when we're going into a discussion about war of the worlds, now let's look and see if there are various worlds. Give me that in the New Testament. What is that? Is that 1 Timothy? God formed the worlds. Is that Timothy or
Formed the world?
Yeah, it says the worlds. Yeah.
Let's see.
Is that in Hebrews 1? No, Hebrews 11, right? Try Hebrews 11. Okay, all right, yeah, Hebrews 1. Okay.
Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2. Hath in these last days.
Call it out again. Call it out again.
Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2.
Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2. Read that.
Hath in these last days.
Just start at verse 1. It seemed weird when we started 2.
Verse 1. God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
By whom also he made the world. Everything was made by Christ. According to Colossians 1, read 12 through 15. It'll clear it up for you. You can read down to 17. You can read above it or below it. It's not going to change what the scripture says. It's in context. So Christ created everything. Read that in Hebrews 11 and because that's the one that I know. Hebrews 11 and 3. Hebrews 11 and 3.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 3.
So we're still dealing with the worlds. Why? Because Israel or the Israelites were called a world, right? But then it's not saying that God didn't create everybody. Christ created everybody. But that's why here he's saying he formed the worlds, plural. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds,
plural,
were framed by the word of God.
The worlds were framed by the word of God through Christ. Come on.
So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
There we go. So everything was made by Christ, but there is the world that God loved, which is the Israelites. And then there are the worlds, which is everybody else.
Hey, officer, real quick. Let me show him who Christ spoke to. And he mentioned the worlds. Give me John 18 and 20.
Yeah, bring it out.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Bring
sir.
it out. That's a good one.
Let's get
That is a good one.
John chapter 18 and verse 20. Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world.
He spoke openly to the Israelites. Read.
I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort.
That's who he was speaking to. The people that was in the synagogues, the Israelites, the Jews.
The Jews were called the world. Plainly right there. Plain language. Plain English. Hey, and we want all of y'all tap in. You know what? We need to get back to having people
Call in.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. We need to get back to having people call in. Put that number. What's the number on that again? It's 214. Zoom link is in the chat.
The Zoom link in the chat.
All right, we're gonna. All right. So the Zoom link is gonna be in the chat. So guess what? For those of y'all that are watching, and we have some diligent watchers, but for those of y'all that are watching, if you have something that you'd like to say to us, or you think that you got some knowledge above the knowledge in this book, hey, call in. Call in. All right. We do this every week, 7 to 9. So we want y'all to call in so we can deal with our people. But we appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Shalom family, Shalom leadership, Rhonda, Bobby, Bobby Sway, Darren Crockett, Princess Abigail, Lucia Gillett. I see all of y'all in there. Hey, Shalom. Tabitha, Shalom, y'all, Shalom.
Hey, like and share, like and share, like and share.
Yeah, like and share it. Like and share it. Hey, to be honest, if you got three different apparatuses, if you got a cell phone, a laptop, and a tablet, pull up YouTube on all three of your forms of social media. You know what I mean? Tune in everywhere you can, because I saw that number jump quick. Tune in everywhere that you can, because they love to run our numbers down and act like people ain't watching us.
Right. We know they watching.
Right, we know they watching.
Hey, officer, you've been overseas and got recognized, so you know they watching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, let me get a script real quick on, since we're talking about the worlds.
Come on.
Let me get John 17 and verse 9.
Yep.
Because this is the misconception that the Christian church, they like to pull John 3:16 as if it's talking about the whole world.
Right.
But this scripture right here debunks that thought of the Bible talking about the Christ died for the whole world.
Right.
Watch this.
The book of John, chapter 17 and verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
Christ said he prayed not for the world. So what is that world that he's not praying for? It's the worlds that he created.
Right.
He said he prayed for them. Who was the them? Keep reading.
But for them which thou hast given me.
That God has given Christ.
Right.
Who did God give Christ? What people did God give Christ? The nation of Israel.
That's
when you read Matthew chapter 2 and verse 6.
That's right. That is God's.
For they are thine.
For the Israelites are thine. So the world that John 3:16 is talking about is the world of the Israelites. That's right. He said he prayed not for the world. He's talking about the other nations outside of the Israelites.
That's right.
But you got to know this stuff in order to keep it in context.
Right.
That's a big thing right there, because a lot of Christians like to say that the Israelites, what they call us black Hebrew Israelites, take the Bible out of context, when in fact it's the other way around.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We keep it all in context, precept upon precept.
Right. Yeah, I hate when they do it. I ain't gonna lie, man. That this old school term, that just chaps my hide. That just chaps my hide. But look, we're gonna jump into the show. Y'all know I gotta get some OG terminology.
Yeah, right on.
We're gonna jump into the show though. First, what we're about to show now, this is dealing with colorism, but it really ain't colorism. This is just the weirdness of y'all's leader. Y'all's leader. Now we get it. We in the same country y'all in. So he's the leader of the country that we live in, but I don't claim no president. I don't claim nobody over me that ain't of my people with the exact same doctrine and philosophy, over me.
But that's what the scriptures say.
Yeah, that's what the scriptures say. Yeah, that's what they say. Absolutely. So we in this captivity, and I understand it. But let's show this first video, man. If y'all haven't seen this, I just y'all got to see this. What is going on?
It's something weird about this old dude.
Yeah, something wrong. Let's watch. Let's let that play and see what Joe do here, man. Look at how the two black men is looking at him, bro. Old boy laughing and look at old girl. She like, what the hell is going on here?
Brothers are weird.
Right.
Man, that could have been the I do it moment of the week.
Bro, that's what that is. That's the I do me a moment of the week, bro.
That's sexual harassment.
100% sexual harassment.
Hey, play it again. We got to look at everybody.
Yeah, play it again, bro. Yeah, I'm going to shut up. Just let it play.
Oh, man, this is weird, Joe. Man, they got the music, careless whisper. Oh, my God, not again.
That nigga.
Come on, Joe.
Hey, look,
What's
bro.
going on?
Hey, but this what they want is they president, man. This man copping a feel on a brother, man.
Bro,
Oh, man.
It's like at this point, man.
Your melanin is so soft.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, he was rubbing him like a puppy or a bunny, bro. Like, that nigga.
That's probably how you see him, though. As a pet.
I'm going to tell you like this. His whole little entourage would have been on me. Because I'd have punched Joe right in his jaw.
You would have jaw jack Joe.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't
Joe
no way in
got
the world you
jaw-jacked.
finna rub your hand on my arm like that, man. Yeah. I'm just gonna look at you. Nah, that's not going down like that.
Right.
At this point, that's sexual harassment, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been. Because even his homeboy, look, his homeboy looks down, and then he looks down, and they both wondering, what is he doing? Then you got the Secret Serviceman standing next to him that turns his head and just laughs. And then you got the female Secret Service woman that's sitting there like, what?
She had to turn her head. Is anybody seeing what I'm seeing?
Right. Like, watch her.
Qualify.
I mean, he was just at the Kurt Franklin
at the Juneteenth
Yeah, the Juneteenth.
Jubilee.
God.
Oh wow.
Oh,
with the dude standing next to him with the dress on.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Bro, this is ridiculous. For real.
Yes.
All right, so we going out of this, bro. We just had to bring that up and show y'all that. Weirdo Joe, man. That's Weirdo Joe. Let's go to number 2. And let's dig into the point.
You a freak, boss.
Yeah, that's a freak, bro. That's a freak. Let's jump into the point. Let's go to number 2. So there's a show. I watch it a lot, man. I won't lie. I dig in to see what the sister is talking about. She's got a show a show on a radio or a YouTube channel called Pink Book Lessons. She usually do some pretty good content. I won't lie. She's like a female Kevin Samuels to an extent. She's married. I've heard her talk about her marriage and so forth. But she touched on what's going on right now, which is something we don't deal a lot with. We don't intertwine ourselves with the workings of the world.
Right. But I see your point, officer, because she was making some good points on the BET Awards about how the women was overly sexualized and stuff like that. So I was kind of had an ear for. I'm like, okay, sis, you making sense.
Yeah. She talks sensibly,
but she might have been off on this.
On this, she's off, and this is not to blast her. And I pray that somebody hashtag her to this. Hashtag Pink Book Lessons. Hashtag Pink Book Lessons. For those of y'all that are listening, of our viewers, help us out. Hashtag her, because I want her to see the show and see what we're dealing with. We're not going to blast her, but we are going to correct some of the things that she said because she doesn't understand these things, all right? So let's run with the timestamps and let's talk about it. Come on.
Symbolizing whiteness.
Drake, who's obviously mixed, he too has a Black American father who's also a descendant of slaves, just like Kendrick. But they say Drake isn't one of us because his mama is white and he's from Canada. Basically, Kendrick drew a clear line in the sand. Us is the Black American descendants of slaves, and they is everyone else.
Now, the Airbnb app on my phone helps pay for my bills.
Well, a commercial really came up in the middle of this thing? Okay. So, are we able to go back, or is the commercial just going to run? All right, pause right there. Now, let it go forward a little bit more. Right there. Notice, this is all Northern Kingdom people.
Yeah.
This is Northern Kingdom people. So, we want to touch on this because she's saying that Kendrick Lamar is saying that Drake is not a Black American like us, and that's never what Kendrick said.
Right.
Kendrick never said that Drake is not Black.
Right.
It was Rick Ross that came in, called him white boy,
Right.
and probably a couple other people called him white boy. And we will never say that Drake is not Black.
Right.
We will say that Drake is in sin. Like, remember in the last show where we brought out the Amalekite that was saying how he knew Drake and he attacked Kendrick for it.
Right.
We will say that he is acting as a heathen. He was raised with a heathen mentality.
Right.
He was mingled among them and learned their ways.
He was mingled among them and learned their ways.
Message.
Get that scripture, as a matter of fact.
Matter of fact, what's that, Psalms?
Psalms, yeah, Psalms, was it 109 and 6, 106 and 9, something like that? Mingled amongst them and learned their ways. So that's the point. That's the point that was being made. And Kendrick Lamar, whether y'all remember it or not, Kendrick Lamar came out, as we showed in the show, and said that he's an Israelite. Don't call him Black no more. He said, I'm an Israelite. Don't call me Black no more. That was 106.
106:35.
Yeah, 106. There it is. Read that.
Psalms chapter 106 and verse 35. But we're mingled among the heathen.
Read the line before so we know who.
Verse
is.
34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
So it is the Israelites in the book of Joshua that we were told to destroy everyone that was in the land. Right? Each tribe had a particular piece of land, and in the land that was allotted to us, we were supposed to go in that land and utterly destroy whatever race was in that land and utterly destroy them. And we did not do it, and that's what the scripture says. So because we did not do it, read that again, 34, 35.
Verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Concerning whom the Lord commanded them. We did not destroy them like we were supposed to do. Come on.
But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. So, and I said Joshua is Judges. In the book of Judges, it talks about it in Judges chapter 3 that we were not supposed to take on their ways. That was told us in Deuteronomy chapter 7 before we ever got into the land. So Drake's father mingled with the heathen, laid with her, and created a baby. Guess what? When he put his seed in that woman's womb, he created whatever he is. Even though the baby might look different, the baby is still whatever that father is. So Drake is indeed a Black man, whether he acts like us, talks like us, was raised like us, lives like us, or any of those things. He has no rhythm. He can't dance. So he didn't. He didn't take that from his daddy.
Right. He didn't get that part.
Yeah, he didn't get that part. But they are not like us is talking about the other races, but it's not talking about all races except for Black people. That is 100% not true.
Message.
Let it play. Let's go. Is that the whole time step? 1 to 145? If so, go to the next one.
But that's what happens when you interracial marriage with these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
If you your child will end up being like the other nations.
Right.
That's biblical.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Deuteronomy 7.
That's Nehemiah 13.
Nehemiah 13. Right. So come on, let's go to the next time step.
We're clear.
Brothers.
Everybody's been playing like Ray Charles, acting like they can't see it. If you are a foreigner, you are indeed the they that Kendrick is referring to. If your parents are immigrants, you are also they. If you are white and anything other than Black, you are also the they that Kendrick is talking about.
Not true.
Let that part sink in. Now
All right. So none of that was true. And she showed a lot of Hispanic nations. For those of you watching, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites.
That's right.
We are the same race. And Kendrick, whether he still stands on that or not, I don't know. He says a lot of stuff. And at times he seems like he still realizes he's Israel. Most of the time not. We're not here to bash or blast. But we are here to teach y'all. He knows that he's an Israelite. He knows who the Israelites are. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So he's not saying every other race besides blacks.
Right. He know because he was taught by his kinfolk.
He know because he was taught by his kinfolk, Duckworth. All right, let's go to that next timestamp.
All this talk about white boy this and white boy that, and how the mixed people are not like us, but this woman that's also not 100% black is crip walking to not like us when she's also they. Sorry, not sorry, she's Drake too. I don't care how y'all try to piece this mess up. The fact is, she is not a full descendant of black American slaves either. She's also a descendant of the people that you're running around calling the colonizers.
Okay, so let's go simple. Numbers 118. Let's deal with it. Is she a descendant of the colonizers? Sister just told us, and I pray again that the sister tunes in. I pray she tunes in. For the listeners, come on, y'all my people. Just hashtag her in the chat. Hashtag Pink Book Lessons. Come on, y'all. Ride with your people. Hashtag Pink Book Lessons. And Lucia, I'm not captain, I'm an officer. One day, but I am an officer, sis. All right. But hashtag, y'all do that. I see y'all typing hashtag Pink Book Lessons. I want the sister to see the class so that she understands what's going on. All right, let's read that. Numbers 1.
Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So your bloodline or your pedigree is determined by the bloodline of your father. We've got to get off of this whole thing of calling people mixed. We are not mixed. My father is Negro. My mother is Gadite. So guess what? I'm Judah because my father was Judah.
Right.
I have Gadite features because of my mother, but I'm not Gadite and I'm not mixed. I am not confused at all about who I am. I am 100% Jew because my daddy was Jew.
You know, the best way to explain that, officer, the easiest way, when I first heard it, it was like you can take an apple seed and you can plant it in China. What's going to come up?
Right.
An apple tree.
Guess
you can take that same apple seed and plant it somewhere in Texas. Guess what's going to come up?
An apple tree.
An apple tree. So that woman in this scenario is the ground, and the man, he's the seed that carries the seed. And he fertilizes the ground. And what comes up? Whatever that father is, whatever that man is.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tribe of Judah, Baraka, appreciate that. Pink Book Lessons. Let's get the hashtags up, y'all, in all of the channels that we live in. Get the hashtags because the sister needs his information. We all need a chance to repent. We all need the truth, all right? Let's not hold it back from nobody. So Numbers 118 says you are whatever your father is. What you got?
And to your point, Officer Shema, your analogy is actually in the Bible.
Oh,
I'm finna read it to you right now.
Yes, sir.
Get Genesis chapter 1 and verse 12. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 12.
So Genesis 1 and 12, right?
Yes, sir.
Second, let me pull this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herbs. Yeah, I like to say herbs. They clowned me one time for saying herbs. Yeah.
So you can't say herbs.
And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind.
After who kind?
His kind.
After his kind. So the seed is after his kind.
That's right. And after his, and the tree yielding fruit.
Read.
Whose seed was in itself.
The man's seed is within itself, right? Come on.
After his kind.
After his kind. Come on.
And God saw that it was good.
And God saw that it was good. So it's not even no mixing with seed or fruit or tree.
Right.
Whatever that seed is, that's what's going to spring up.
That's what's going to spring up.
So your analogy, man, is biblical.
Right.
All praise in the spirit.
Spirit. All right, let's jump to the next one, and then we gonna just deal with it a little bit more, and then we'll get up out of here and go into the main topic. Let's go to the next timestamp, please.
around creating mixed race children or children who also have white ancestors, but you're upset about somebody else's mixed race. Out here calling light-skinned or mixed race black men white, acting like they're not black enough while you're creating children that look like him, or you're dating women with the same genetic makeup. Listen, people that's born mixed, they didn't choose their parents. Just like people who's born black or white, they didn't choose their parents either.
All right. So
no, go ahead, officer. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, so that's 100%. Sister, if you tuned in or if you catch wind of this at all, I pray that you would reach out to us, contact us, because we'd like to actually just explain it in depth about how nobody on earth is mixed. You do really good content. So we felt obviously we respected what you do. But we wanted to touch on that, though, because we know that your content touches a lot of people, and I would rather people understand the truth, and I know that that's something that you probably just did not understand. But if you have questions, sis, reach out to us. Reach out to us so we can explain it to you. We're amicable people. We're very approachable, so don't make it like what the rest of the world says about us. That ain't true. And also, we're going to touch on that thing you said about Kamala Harris because we're 100% in agreement with you.
That's right.
We're 100% in agreement with you.
Hey, officer, before we move on, let me get Deuteronomy 72 because I want to make it clear. We don't supposed to be interracial marrying.
That's right.
None of that. But you are allowed to marry off the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
And so just to make that clear, we only making the point is that beef, it's not about what she said it is. It's not about race.
Right.
It's not about race.
Right.
But read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3.
Read out.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me.
They might.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
And that's why the Most High God don't want us. One of the reasons why, you know what I mean? He don't want us dealing with other races because it'll turn you away from him and you'll be serving a white Christ.
Right. Well, it's confusion.
It's confusion.
Like we read in 1 Corinthians, right, chapter 7, the child is unclean. Why is the child unclean? Because he's not sure about what he's doing. James 1 and 8 said a double-minded man can't pray and expect. Right. Well, in verse 5 it says, "Don't let that man that moves like waves of water think that he can receive anything from God." And in verse 8 it says, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways."
In all his ways. So,
right.
So you got Drake, for instance, rapping like a Negro, but then in his Jewish what's that hat he put on his head?
The titty pad.
Yeah, that titty pad.
Yeah, they put that titty pad on his head. Yeah. You can do all that kind of stuff.
Hey, matter of fact, we'll touch it. We'll ride this to 8 o'clock. We'll ride it to 8 o'clock. If y'all will, I don't want to just say AV, but broadcast. If y'all will, go into the Red channel. There's a video that's actually. Or Shema, share that over to this channel.
Yes,
share that
sir.
over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that they can see it. But there's a video. We'll show you what Officer Shema is talking about because Drake. There is a video of Drake rapping, saying that he is. I forgot what was he saying again.
What was he saying?
I dropped it at the bottom. I already dropped it in there. Load that up real quick, and we're gonna pull that up in a second. All right. But Kamala Harris, she ain't like us. She act like us. Kamala Harris is I was about to.
Don't do it. Don't do it, officer.
Negro-ish.
Negro-ish.
Yeah.
That's
safe, right? Yeah,
she's
right.
a niglet.
Right. Nigletta.
Nigletta.
Yeah, she's Nigletta. Yeah. She's Negro-ish. Like Jew-ish. She's like Negroes, but she ain't Negro. She ain't like us.
She's a suffix.
Right. So all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
You know, whether you dark or light, whether you fat, skinny, whether you fast or slow, whether you can dance or not dance. If you are of our blood, you are people. You don't act like our people, though, you still our people. Bring it out! Play this, because this is what the officer was talking about. This is Drake's double-mindedness due to the fact that his father laid with a heathen. Come on, y'all. Let it
Foolish, don't be so foolish. I'm black and Jewish. It's a mitzvah. Please don't forget I'm black. Please don't forget I'm Jewish. I play ball like LeBron and I know what a W2 is. I'm black.
That's it. Yeah. See, that's confusion, bro.
Like black people don't know what a W-2 is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
We hate W-2s. We hate having to pay tax.
Because it reminds we're in slavery.
Right.
That's what it reminds you
Right.
of. Yeah, that's why we doing it, because we yet this day in our captivity.
Right. He talking about he know what to die. I don't know if they fill out W-2.
Right. I mean, they running everything. They control.
Man, you know, the IRS is not a government entity. It was.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know who started it too.
Right.
Yep.
They hustling, but
it makes you double-minded when we lay with the other nations. Our children are confused. That's why God said don't do it. So, sis, again, I'm coming back to you, sister at Pink Book Lessons. If you're watching, this is not a bash campaign, but this is a clarity campaign for the sake of your listeners. We out here to catch souls. You put out good content, but we had to correct what was said wrong in this matter and deal with it. And I don't know if you believe in the Bible, but if you do, sis, we giving you the scriptures so that you can look them up for yourself. You ain't got to take our word for it. You can look them up for yourself so that you know that what we're saying, and this is 100% in context.
Right.
All right? Just so you know. Another part before we get to Kamala Harris. Go to number 6, I think it is. Pull up number 6. Yep, pull up number 6. Because another thing that Kendrick Lamar said or did with Drake was in one of his responses, he did Meet the Grams. He did a response that was called Meet the Grams, where in each verse, y'all go ahead and pull that up, broadcast. It's number 6 in the yellow channel. In Meet the Grams, he each verse he spoke to Drake himself. He spoke to Drake's son. He spoke to Drake's alleged daughter. And I think he spoke, was it Drake's daddy or was it Drake's mama? It might have been Drake's mama. We can look at the verses. We'll see. All right, so you can read this?
They left it.
Huh?
They left it.
Come on, y'all. Go back. What are y'all doing? Oh, my God. I don't know. Okay, broadcast. Y'all was doing good at first. I don't know. I don't even.
Yeah, I was doing good at first.
Yeah, I don't even know why y'all went over there, bro. That was.
Hey, they not like us.
They not like us, bro. All right, let's read that.
Bruh. Here are the lyrics to Kendrick Lamar's Meet the Grams. On Meet the Grams, Lamar delivers brutal verses to Drake. His son Adonis, his alleged daughter, and his parents, Dennis and Sandy Graham.
So in this song, Kendrick Lamar addresses Drake, his son, his alleged daughter, and his father and mother. He addressed them. Why am I touching this? Because, again, this is not about about Kendrick Lamar saying Drake is not black. We're going to read the lyrics to this song, and we're going to show you that Kendrick Lamar clearly knows that Drake is black. Right? We're going to go down to verse 1 is to his son, Adonis. And we're going to read what Kendrick said to Adonis. Let's read that.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom.
Damn.
I'm sorry that you got to grow up and then stand behind him.
Damn.
Life is hard. I know. The challenge is always gone.
Beat us up.
The challenge is always going to beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affect us until we're grown. And you're a good kid that need good leadership. Let me be your mentor since your daddy don't teach you ish. Never let a man piss on your leg. Son.
He called the man son in the song while he dissing the daddy.
He's sonning him he's sonning him with his son.
He teaching him man lessons. He said, never let a man piss on your leg, son. Go ahead.
Either you die right there on pop,
or
pop that man in the head, son. Never fall in the escort business. That's bad religion. Please remember, you could be a B even if you got itches. Never code switch, whether right or wrong.
So he said, don't be double-minded. Watch why he says don't be double. He said never code switch. Y'all pull up, when you get a shot in the background, pull up the definition of what code switch means so we can tie it in for the audience. He said never code switch. Come on.
Whether right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
You a black man.
You a what?
You a black man.
God, dog. Well, if this is all about Drake not being black,
and why is he
calling his son
black?
A black man? Because this is not about Drake not being black. That's not what's being said.
Right.
He's saying that Drake is not like us because he claims the lifestyle of the heathens who oppressed us. And he uses that double system, claiming that he's Jewish while acting like a Negro in order to garner our affection and our resources.
Right, exactly.
That's what he's doing. So he didn't say that he's not black, because here in his song, he just told Drake's little boy, you're a black man. Why? Because he recognizes Drake as a black man. This is not about colorism.
Not about colorism.
This is about poor choices and understanding on Drake's behalf. Now, let's pull up code switch. Let's see what code switching is. What does it mean to code switch?
This is the Google definition of...
Make that bigger, y'all. Y'all make it so tiny like we just...
This is the Google definition of code switch.
Uh-huh.
Alternate between two or more... Alternate between two or more languages or varieties or of language in conversation.
Now, the way that this is used, however, is it's not saying that you're going from English to Spanish. No, it's saying if you were a Negro from the hood, you grew up hood, you go into a corporate America, don't all of a sudden take all of the bass out your damn voice and start talking like your name is Tommy.
Right.
I mean, come on, guy. Come on now. Like,
right.
Man, shucks. I just...
Right.
He's saying don't come. So that's what we just saw Drake do in the video when he was rapping. He code switches. When he's around them, he acts like them. See, the meaning of while in Rome do as the Romans do don't mean that. It don't mean lose your Jewness. Right. It don't mean don't be Negro no more. Right. It means that you have to act a certain way in order for them not to look at you like you nigga, but a dignified black man. So don't code switch. Hold your dignity is what he's telling Adonis. Code switching is, okay, let's look at this one.
Okay. Code switching. To customize style of speech to the audience.
There you go.
Or group being addressed.
Or the group being addressed. I.e. Drake. You can't be in there and you rapping 1 minute like you the hardest Negro from Toronto. And then you get over here talking about bat mitzvahs and Ahaim and all of these, you know, all of a sudden you Jewish when you around them, but in public eye, you Negro number one.
Message.
Negro almighty.
And when they're around his parents, they calling their dad Goy.
Right. You over there with them calling your daddy Goy, bro. You don't do that. Adonis, your daddy's not going.
You're not going him.
All right. You are a prince of a man that can be a king if he chooses the king and follows what he's supposed to follow. Salvation is for you, Adonis. I'm talking to you too. Kendrick. It's for you too. Drake.
Right.
For you too. All of y'all listening, salvation is for you. Y'all are Jews. 100%. All right. So we looked at that. Now let's go, because I want to pull some pictures up. Let's go to those pictures just real quick. Let's go to those pictures that we pulled up. Yep, there we go. All right, so remember, Numbers 118, we'll go back and read it again, and we'll read Nehemiah as well. But look at this. This is Drake. That's his father on his left. That's his mother on his right. So that's his mother on our left, and on our right is his father. All right, so his father is clearly a so-called black man. Biblically, he would be from the tribe of Judah. All right. So Drake, because of his daddy's seed, let's read that again, what you brought out about the seed. Yeah, let's read that again, what you brought out about the seed in Genesis 1 and 12. Yeah.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind.
After his kind.
And the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind.
After his kind.
And God saw that it was good.
And God saw that it was good. So every man can only drop seed in a woman, which would be like the soil, and that seed is only going to grow up to be what he planted. It's only going to be his kind. It cannot switch kind. It can't be halfway his kind and have some other kind.
Right.
It is not a Negro Chinese apple. It is just a red delicious apple. That's it. I can't drop a red delicious seed and expect a Granny Smith apple, the green apple, to grow up. I can only get a red delicious apple. That's all I can get from that seed. All right. So Drake is Negro, even though he claims Jewish. He made himself heathen. Go to the next picture, though. This is Drake's son. This is Adonis, who Kendrick Lamar was addressing. Do we have a picture of Adonis's mother? Wow. Adonis's mother is an Edomite. Therefore, Adonis came out with blonde hair and blue eyes. He looks nothing like a Negro.
Nothing like a Negro.
But if Adonis was raised in the hood, now don't get it twisted. Maybe if this is what you're saying, again, reach out to us and let us know that this is what you're saying. But if this kid grew up in the hood with us, and he started acting like he was brolic and hard or whatever, and everybody knew that he had a white mama but had never seen his daddy, he'd get his ass whooped.
Message.
In the hood, they would call him white boy and everything else.
They call him a wigger.
They would call him a wigger until they found out that his daddy and his granddaddy is black. So we got to get away from that. I agree. No colorism. And in Israel, the wise in Israel don't deal with colorism. We deal with bloodline. We deal with race.
Remember the scripture said that Israel is a speckled bird.
Israel is a speckled bird. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
A cake not turned.
A cake not turned.
So let's look at a couple of more pictures. Let's go ahead and just run through a couple of more of these pictures real quick. Now, this is J. Cole. That's J. Cole's daddy. That's J. Cole's mama. And that's J. Cole's brother.
Yeah.
That is J. Cole's brother.
Yeah.
Y'all understand?
Yeah.
So J. Cole is a black man, according to the Bible. Give me the next picture.
J. Cole might have had a feeling it was going to turn out that somebody was going to make it about race. So he gracefully bowed out.
He ran from it. Right. This is the rapper Logic. Logic's father is a black man.
Yeah.
I got
No, nobody believe it, though.
Now, yeah, you can pull one up, though. You can pull one up, send it, post it in the group.
But that's Logic.
Logic's father is a black man, but when we see him, he clearly looks like a white boy. So I agree, we've got to get away from the colorism, but everybody going to have to learn to identify who they are, because sometimes when we out there teaching, if you look like a white boy, I'm going to say, hey, that's an Edomite over there. And you can call me wrong, but unless he come up and have a discussion and say my grandfather was black, he looked like an Edomite to me.
Right.
I'm just going to be 100. I'm guilty of that.
So if they claim Israel, go ahead, officer.
Hey, before y'all pull that picture up, pull the picture up that I just posted in the channel.
That's Logic's daddy?
It's his daddy and his mama.
Yeah, his daddy and his mama.
Yeah, if they come up to the camp and they claiming Israel, I mean, I can't, it's up to Christ. He got to split it.
Right. 100%.
Separate the wheat from the tares.
And let's blow the picture up. When we pull these pictures out, brothers, if y'all will, blow them up some so the people can actually see them.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
So that's Logic's daddy.
Logic's daddy.
Daddy and his mama. He looked like Napoleon.
One of them cats.
Yeah, he looked like one of them old French general pictures,
yeah. Francois, something like that. You know what I mean? With George Washington or something, man. Fighting the British.
Hey, scroll down so y'all know. This is off of Logic's page. Go down.
Man.
Go down. So y'all see the word and see Logic.
Logic. 28 years ago today, I was born. I'm blessed for all I've been able to do. Blah 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 for the future. Thank you to all my friends and family, and of course the best fans in the world, a Rat Pack. So this is Logic. He said it. He made this post. This ain't something we made up. Bring it back down so we can see it again.
And Logic is a rapper, right?
Logic is a rapper. Yeah, and he dope. He actually
he got some lyrics.
That's Logic's mama. That's Logic's. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl.
It's Logic right there.
Oh, that's Logic himself as the baby. Okay. See, his older brother got more Negro. Look at the lips on him.
Yep.
He got a wide nose and some Negro lips. Logic didn't catch that. He took his mama's monkey lips. And yeah. 'Cause you know they got monkey lips. They call us monkeys. They got monkey lips. So Logic looks more like his mama. And his daddy don't have no big wide nose because his daddy might have had some of them features from, somewhere down there. But Logic is a Negro, though, so that y'all know. All right? Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. We're going to drive this home. You had it right there. Blow it up. Blow it up. This is the basketball player. Could jump out the gym. Remember, he was jumping over the Kia.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. So this is Blake. Look, Blake has red hair like his mama.
Yep.
His mama is Irish. His daddy is Levi, if I'm not mistaken. His daddy is Levi. So his daddy is a brown, dark-skinned man. His mama is looking Irish.
Yeah.
She looking for the rainbow.
Looking like Laverne and Shirley.
Right. Yeah, she did, man. God, no. Seville, survival. Yeah, I remember.
Ain't no way, boy.
I remember Laverne and Shirley. But now this is Blake Griffith's son. This is his son. So Blake Griffith came out light-skinned. He still has curly hair. To him, he looks like a very light-skinned Negro, wide nose, full of lips, so forth and so on. But his son is blonde hair, blue-eyed. Let's look at the mother and see what might have happened. Bring out the picture with the. We didn't have the one with the mother. Okay, so his mother, the son's mother, is blonde hair, blue-eyed. I think she either was college. She might have went to WNBA. I can't remember. But Blake Griffin's son is an Israelite.
Right. Go back to Blake Griffin's son. Go back to that one. Show that one again. Now, if you look at that young man, you would definitely think that he's an Edomite.
Yes.
You would definitely think that. That's why we can't judge when we out there teaching.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even when someone comes into the school, if they spirit bear witness and they got the proof that this is their lineage,
yes.
Hey, we got to treat them just like any other brother.
Right. Hey, and Derek Meade said that the spirit bear witness. Absolutely. So if his father is on his job and teaches him the struggles of our people in America and our basic history, at least, that our people came here on slave ships, so forth and so on, then his son should be able to bear witness with the struggles of his people.
Oh, right on.
But this is why the Most High said don't marry him, because they will turn you away from following your God. When you deal with the other nations, give me that Nehemiah real quick. Give me that Nehemiah.
Hey, and the next picture I just posted Blake Griffin, baby mama.
Okay.
So y'all can see.
Pull it. Go ahead and pull that picture up while we got it. We're going to go to commercial break here in just a little bit. We're going to touch just a couple of more things before we hit this break and head towards the closing of the show.
Not that one.
Not that one, y'all. Come on, pull up the picture that was just posted. Give me that Nehemiah where we had to put him away. What is that, Nehemiah chapter 9, chapter 10? Where you had to put away? Yeah, you can go to Nehemiah 13 too. But in Nehemiah 9, it tells what had to happen to him. Go to Nehemiah 13 and verse 23.
I got 23.
Uh-huh.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23.
Come on.
In those days, also I saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod.
They married wives of Ashdod. Ashdod today is modern-day Tel Aviv. So they married Edomite women, white women. Come on.
Of Ammon.
Ammon is the so-called Japanese people today. So we were marrying Japanese women. Come on.
And of Moab.
And of Moab, which is the Chinese women. We were marrying them as well. Come on.
And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod.
Uh-huh.
And could not speak in the Jews' language.
You see that? They were code switched. They were born with an automatic code switch.
Bring it out.
They couldn't speak nothing that the Hebrews spoke. They knew nothing of Hebrew culture. Why? Because the mother is the first teacher. So when we give our seed over to a heathen woman, our children are going to become heathens because the mama's not going to teach them our culture. She can't teach them our culture. She's not us. They ain't like us.
They ain't like us.
So what we showing you is who is us. We showing you the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are who is like us. That's who is like us. Give me that. Was that the end of that?
It's got a little bit more. It said, but according to the language of each people.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
But according to the language of each people. So whatever the mother, whatever race that mother was, is the language that child spoke. Nehemiah chapter, I know it's chapter 9, because we had to put them away. Was it 10? Let me look at 10. Nehemiah.
Is it 9 and 2? Let me see.
We had to put them away. Search for that. Search for that in your phone. Search in your phone. Search in your phone is quicker. Search for that in your phone. But we had to put those children away. So now, looking at the picture that's on the screen, for everybody that's looking, this is the mother of Blake Griffith's son. So now we see why the son has the blonde hair and the blue eyes. It's because he took on the attributes of the mother. But his bloodline, and remember, his father already had some of those genes in him. So those genes just came out dominant. That's all. They were able to overcome. Hey, y'all say something. Let me look. Say something. I got it.
Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture of Blake Griffin again. Go back to that. Blake Griffin. Now you look at Blake Griffin. Now you look at him. You can really probably tell that he got some Negroid in him. You know what I mean? Plus, if you watch the way he play basketball, how he jump out the gym and whatnot. But if you look at his son, there's no way you could tell.
Right. Hey, it's in the book of Ezra.
Okay.
It's in the book of Ezra. Remember, Ezra wrote Nehemiah as well. So it's in the book of Ezra, chapter 10, and start at verse number 1. Ezra chapter 10, verse 1.
Ezra chapter 10 and verse 1. Now when Ezra had prayed, and when he had confessed, weeping and casting himself down before the house of God, there assembled unto him out of Israel a very great congregation of men and women and children, for the people wept very sore.
So the people wept very sore. Keep reading. Verse 2.
And, how you say that?
Shechaniah,
the son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, answered and said unto Ezra, we have trespassed against our God.
We have done what?
We have trespassed against our God.
We have sinned against God. Remember, we read the law to you in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7. We were not supposed to marry them, lay with them, do none of that stuff. So we have transgressed against God. We have broken his law. Come on.
And have taken strange wives of the people of the land.
Of the people of the land. We were marrying the heathen women that were mixed amongst us, like we read in the book of Psalms. Come on.
Yet now there is hope in Israel concerning this thing.
Keep reading.
Now therefore, let us make a covenant with our God.
Let's see what covenant we made with our God in order to be forgiven for our trespass. Read.
To put away all the wives.
All the wives. So those women of Ashdod, those women of Ammon, those women of Moab, and the Hamite women, other black people, had to be put away. We had to put away those wives. Come on.
And such as are born of them.
And such as are born of them. Meaning those men had to let those babies that they had by those women go. Because it was all confusion. Those children were not being taught to respect or follow the customs of the Israelites, live by them, or honor our God. Even though their mothers were of another nation, those children were of us. So what happened? Jump over to verse number 8.
Verse 8. And that whosoever would not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the prince and the elders, all his substance, everything he owned, should be forfeited,
had to be taken from him. You can't keep your stuff keeping a heathen around us. Right. That's not what we were ever supposed to do. Right. It happened. It happened, so don't go scoffing. It happened. Right. But that's not what we were supposed to do. Come on.
And himself separated from the congregation of those that had been carried away.
He had to be put out of the body. Right. He had to be put away because he wouldn't put away that heathen, nor put away that heathen child that had no affinity towards his own race. Sheesh. This child was being raised to hate his own race. God said, put him away. So this war that you're seeing, this war of the worlds, is not just about color. It's about bloodline, heritage, and 100% about race. And y'all don't want to believe that. Right? Just a couple of more pictures, and then we'll go to break. Let's go to the next picture that we were looking at. Let's get, all right, that's Tia and Tamara. Tia and Tamara are Edomites. Their father is Edomite. Sister is Edomites.
I ain't know that.
They are Edomites. But one of them married an Edomite, so her kids are Edomites. And they look like little Edomites. But one of the sisters actually married a brother. So her kids are actually Israelites.
I hope this ain't the, well, she ain't no sister, no way. But I ain't just.
That's one of them, Tia or Tamara. I can't tell them apart.
Okay, that's her daddy.
Yep. That's her daddy.
Hey, well, yeah.
So she is an Edomite.
He's an Edomite.
So one of them married, though, and had babies by a black man. So those children are us. They are like us. They are people.
Okay.
Yes, they are our people. I know this hurt a lot of people here. Bob Marley. Bob Marley is an Edomite.
Yep.
He is not like us. When you watch the movie that they just did on Bob Marley, when you do any study at all of Bob Marley's music was always about everybody joining together.
Democracy.
The only time that he told the people of Jamaica to come together as one people and rise up against the oppression that was happening was dealing with Rastafarianism, which is turning you from our God.
Yep.
Our God is not no Rasta man.
There you go.
That's not us. The Bible clearly said that they would turn us from serving our God, and he was 100% Rasta. That was his belief.
Idolatry.
So when Lauryn Hill, with all of her blackness, went and laid with him, all of the kids that she brought forth of Bob Marley's son, Rohan, are Edomites. Even with the pigment in their skin. They are Edomites.
And she knows she Israel, too.
And she knows she Israel, yes. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Color, yeah, but it ain't so much about color as it is bloodline. That's why we ask when y'all come to us on the streets, who is your father? And we show you on the chart, oh, you from Judah. Oh, you from Issachar. Oh, you from Ephraim. Oh, you from Gad. Oh, you from Naphtali. That's why we show you who you are, so that you begin to gain a sense of pride in yourself for the bloodline that you come from. And take your mind out of the customs of the lies that were given to you by your mother, who might have been a heathen. Lauren London, this one hurt a lot of brothers' hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, what was her name in the movie?
Nunu.
Oh, Nunu. As ghetto as she was, she code switched like
a
man.
mug.
She code switched like a mug in that movie, because I thought she was all sister girl. She is an Edomite.
On that Nipsey Hussle,
Yeah.
Hey, mama.
baby
Yeah,
mama
that's
couldn't
who she
call
was
her
with.
wife. Couldn't call her wife.
Nah.
Yep. So we're gonna this is her early life. Yeah, we can read that, and then we'll go out. Let's read just a little bit about that early life of hers too, so that we, in all fairness, keep it at 100.
Early life. London was born to an African-American mother and an Ashkenazi Jewish father.
Damn.
She just the opposite of Drake.
She's Amalek, bro.
Yeah, she the opposite of Drake.
She's Amalek. She is Amalek.
Yeah.
She's not like us.
Man.
She's definitely Jewish, because she act like a sister from the hood. She is Jewish. Amalek is what Lauren London is. She's an Amalekite. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, what it is.
Hey, y'all, we got to go out. We got to go ahead and take this commercial break, man. We gotta put it in, let the product shine. You know, Israel, we got our own products and stuff we push.
Right
you know, so for those of y'all that are watching, stay tuned to the commercial. You are tuned into In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
It's biblical story time. Come on in and bring a smile. It's biblical story time. Come on in and get your crown. It's biblical story time. Come on in and let's sit down. It's biblical story time. Come on in and gather round.
Yeah. It's biblical story time. Y'all know what it is. Come learn. Grab that KJV. Time. Story. Time. On the wire.
Is this the problem you face when it's time to go over the Bible? Have you been searching for a fun way to bring the Bible to the classroom? Well, look no further. IUIC Boom Cards has you covered. The perfect solution to keep your children edified and occupied during the Sabbath and throughout the week. These decks provide exciting and interactive ways to learn that are sure to grab your child's attention. Now loaded with decks teaching the high holy days, the commandments, and much more. Your child will love learning the Bible with IUIC Boom Cards. Order your deck today at www.boomlearning.com/author/IUIC.
Go into the book, Germany's Black Holocaust, 1890 to 1945, The Untold Truth, Details Never Revealed Before. Let's read it.
Chapter 4, Nazi horrors against defenseless black German citizens.
Nazi horrors against defenseless black German citizens. Go ahead.
Even though blacks did not need to wear yellow stars like the Jews.
Those Jews,
wait a minute,
is Amalek, what you call today Israelis, Ashka Nazis. They're the same people.
Yes.
They were Germans. They just practiced Judaism.
Even though blacks did not need to wear yellow stars like the Jews or pinks, triangles like homosexuals, Hitler reckoned their color was the biggest patch they could carry.
So just by color, it was the biggest patch that they could wear. Go ahead.
Many were to die doing forced labor.
Doing what?
Forced labor.
Slave labor. Go ahead.
And many more disappeared in concentration
Wait
camps.
a minute. You mean to tell me that Esau, Edom, Idumea, the Jewish people, the Israelis, they wasn't the only ones in concentration camps?
Wow.
You mean to tell me there was black people in concentration camps?
Shalom, brothers and sisters. This message is to the 12 tribes whom the world calls the diaspora that are scattered abroad into the four corners of the earth. In Eurasia, including Afro-Russians, the Kunlan people of China, Sidis and Dalits of India, Afro-Turks, known as the Zanj people of Turkey, Sudan, Ethiopia, Madagascar, Mozambique, and other Bantu-speaking groups. In Acts chapter 2, verse 5, there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Why? Because in Isaiah 11:12, God said he would set up an ensign for the nations and would assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed, or the diaspora of Judah, from the four corners of the earth. Now is the time that Israel is being gathered. Subscribe now to IUIC Diaspora, where new content will be released regularly to help you learn who you are, what happened to us, and why. Shalom.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.
Reloaded.
Oh, shoot. I'm sitting there screaming. Yeah, right. Hey, we back. So you tuning in the scripts? There you go. All praises, man. My goofy self, bro. I'm sitting there talking in the mic for real. Hey, look, y'all ain't even on here. Y'all didn't even type in here that y'all couldn't hear me, man. Shame on y'all, man. Y'all supposed to be y'all brother keeper.
Look out for you.
Yeah, be your brother's keeper. So we back, and we going to run through the rest of this thing because we've got to deal with the war that's going on against us because most people don't understand that we are at war.
Definitely.
We are at war. The other nations have constantly worked to stomp us down, to keep us in the dirt because they have an understanding that if they can keep us in a low state of mind, that they can keep their rulership. They foolish because they don't understand that the Most High say they ain't gonna rule forever. So they believe because they've had the ability to do this for so long that they've overpowered God. That God is on their side. What is that? Psalms?
Yeah, Psalms.
Yeah, the book of Psalms. What is that? Yeah, it's like 50, 51, 55.
Thought I was all together with them.
Yeah. Thought I was all together one of them. Let's try
50 and 21.
50, 21. There it is.
Psalms chapter 50 and verse 21.
Come on.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silent.
Let's read up. Start at verse number 16.
Verse 16. But unto the wicked, God saith.
And the wicked is talking about Esau. It's talking about the Edomites. So now all of them are wicked, but to the wicked, Esau in particular, God saith,
what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
What are you doing picking my Bible up? What do you have to do with the word of God? Come on.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
And how can you say that this covenant belongs to you at all? What are you doing teaching the Bible, the word of God? Come on.
Seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him and has been partaker with adulterers.
Why? Because if Ishmael came into Africa and him and the Hamites were working together to steal Negroes and bring them out to the coast, the Grecians were the ones that bought them. It was the Edomites that bought them. That bought us. Keep reading.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Why? Through their laws, through all of their the papal bulls, and dumb what is it called?
Non-diversity.
Yeah, all of these things. Y'all gave y'all mouth to deceit. Y'all lie quicker than anything from the time you born. The scriptures say. Come on.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Why? Because we came out of the same father and mother. At one time, we were brothers. But when you read Amos chapter 11, verses... Amos chapter 9, right. The brotherly covenant was broken when y'all did what y'all did. Come on.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
God said you did these things, and I kept silent. Come on.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Y'all thought that God was a white man. Y'all thought that he was a pale-skinned, straight, goat-haired, blue-eyed, hairy-back Edomite. Y'all thought he was like y'all. Come on.
But I will reprove
But
thee.
I'm going to correct you.
And set them,
the Israelites,
in order
before
thine eyes.
And that's what you see happening right now.
That's right.
The 12 tribes rising back up. Rising back up. And what are we rising up for? To go to war.
That's right.
Let's go to war.
Let's go to war. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Korea.
That's right.
Let's go to war. That's what's happening right now. So the war of the worlds, this is what we are dealing with. All right?
This is war.
Let's go Let's go to the first article dealing with the topic at this point, at this period. Is that the first one? Hold on, let me go because y'all been jumping around right now. I ain't trusting what y'all are doing, man. All right, so we had the Kendrick Lamar lyrics. Now let's go to number 7. What did y'all jump to this one for? What is going on here? Y'all jump all the way down there to China when you got all of this ahead of it. You had 3 whole numbers before that. God, okay. Let's go.
They not like
man. More and more. More and more. I'm starting. Better seem like some Edomite sabotage back there, bro. Right. All right. So let's go to number 7, man. Let's play number 7 because we were dealing with marriages. We were dealing with interracial marriages, right? So let's see. Let that play.
Like kissing me.
I am kissing you.
You're not kissing me.
In hundreds of TikToks together,
I've been trying to get you.
Hello.
I've been trying to get your attention this whole time.
Darius Brownlee and Zara Hashemi chronicle their relationship.
Go watch our YouTube. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Now, their more than 150,000 followers want to know what happened
Act surprised.
and how this internet couple could end like this. Hashemi shot in the head and Brownlee facing charges he did it.
Like, look how I look, right? He got himself he has a whole suit.
After 4th of July fireworks at Flower Mound's Bakersfield Park, a police affidavit says the couple got into a heated argument. Then police say it turned physical, and as he drove down Flower Mound Road, Brownlee stopped the vehicle and with his left hand removed a 10 Glock firearm from the driver door pocket. The affidavit says he shot Hashemi in her head, just above her right eye.
Because I'm starving, so hurry up. Come on.
The affidavit says Brownlee confessed. First on a 911 call, and then to investigators. It says the others in the car told police the couple had been verbally and physically violent in the past.
Go ahead, princess. Get in the car.
Thank you.
You're welcome, princess.
The unseen side of a relationship posted for all to view.
Police tell me they're keeping a close eye on Hashemi's condition. They say she'll be in the hospital likely for a long time, and they say they could still add more charges against her one-time boyfriend. In Flower Mound, I'm Cole Sullivan.
All righty then. So the brother confessed to it. Bruh. He seems, obviously he lost his mind when you put a gun to somebody's head point blank range above their whichever eye, left or right eye, whichever one it was, and shoot him in the head. There's definitely something going on within that brother.
Yeah.
Definitely something going on within that brother. But
well, good. One thing working for him, he didn't kill her, so he's probably not gonna get capital punishment for it, but he's gonna get some time for what he did.
Oh yeah, he gonna get some time.
Attempted murder.
Attempted murder. Right, he gonna get some time. All right, so when we look at situations like that, again, it was always the use of the other women that would turn us away. We got the exact same scenario in the Bible. Go to the book of Numbers, chapter 22. Numbers, chapter 22. And where's the verse where I know it's in 22, 24, where he told, he finally told Balak, the Ammonite, or the Moabite. No, it was an Ammonite, right? Or was it? No, it was a Moabite.
Moab?
Yeah. He told Balak how to curses, because there's no enchantment that could work against the Israelites. This is in chapter 22. Bishop just went through this. Bishop just went through this. Come on, yeah.
What part you want, officer?
The part where Balaam told him how to get the men of Israel to sin. Give me while he looked for that, give me the book of Judith. Give me Judith chapter 5.
Right.
Look for that. Judith chapter 5. So they always know that if we are exposed to the other nations, other women, that as men, we're weak and we give in to it oftentimes. Fornication and adultery is one of the biggest things that the black man deals with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we deal with. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first 3 sins most of the time named is fornication, adultery, murder. Those are things that we as quote unquote black men actually do deal with. Read that in Judith chapter 5.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 20.
Bring it out. Start
verse
like maybe 17. Yep, start at verse 17. Yeah.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 17. And while as they sin not before their God.
And actually, you know what? Go back to show who's talking here. Go back to verse 1.
Verse 1. Then was it declared to Herlophanes, the chief captain of the army of Assur, that the children of Israel had prepared war.
Had prepared what?
Prepared for war.
Had prepared for war. Just like we doing today, preparing for war. Come on.
And had shut up the passage of the hill country.
Uh-huh.
And had forfeited all the top.
Yeah, uh-huh. Fortified
all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries.
And the campaign countries. Go ahead.
Wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab.
All the princes of who?
Of Moab.
The Chinese. He called all the princes of the Chinese people. Come on.
And the captains of Ammon.
And the captains of the Japanese people.
And all the governors of the sea coast.
The Hamites. They were the sea coast. As well as Edomites in Ashdod. All right. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country.
So he wanted to know, he wanted to ask, what is the history of these people? Who are they? And tell me all that you know about them. Jump down to verse number 6.
Verse 6. These people are descendant of the Chaldeans.
Descendant of the Chaldeans, because that's where Abraham came from. We came out of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. So that's why it said that he was a Chaldean. You get a lot of people that argue that. Now, let's jump all the way down. Now we jump down to verse number 17.
Verse 17. And while as they sin not before their God.
So while the Israelites do not commit trespass or sin against our God,
they prospered.
We will prosper. Like it says in Joshua 1 and 8. We will have good success and be prosperous if we stay in the commandments of God. Come on.
Because the God that hateth iniquity.
God hates sin, and the sinner
was with them.
Is with them. Come on.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them.
Now notice, when they departed from the way, Christ said, I am the truth, the way, and the life.
That's right.
John 14 and 6. I am the truth, the way, and the life. So when we departed from the laws that were given to us back then, even during the time of Christ, and even until today, come on.
Which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore.
And that's why right now we are picking up our Bibles and learning to keep the commandment, because we know that if we don't fight with this as our sword, we will continue to be destroyed. And the other nations know this. This is a heathen that is telling our history right here. This is a heathen telling our history and what he knows about us. Now jump down to where verse 20.
Verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
if we find them in sin,
and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Y'all see that? This is war against us. They are fighting a spiritual warfare against us, and Negroes is talking about finances and guns. Negroes is talking about property. Negroes is talking about voting. That's not where the war is being fought. This is a spiritual war that we're fighting with a spiritual sword that cannot be stopped. Keep reading.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
But if us as a nation gather together, O nation not desired, under the commandments of God,
let my Lord now pass by.
Leave them folks alone. I don't know why you come down there messing with these
message. Yeah, you got embarrassed.
I don't know why you come down there with these people.
Why you?
Come on.
Lest their Lord defend them.
Lest our Lord defend. Notice, they not saying that this is their God. There was never a time that this was their God. Christ didn't say nothing opposite of this. There was never a time that the God of Israel was anybody else's God. So he said, lest their Lord defend them.
And their God be for them. And we become a reproach before all the world.
Before they become a reproach before all the world. This is a war of the worlds. And they understand this perfectly. Right? So just pull
give me Judges. Give me Judges chapter 16. Yeah, give me Judges chapter 16. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna show you how they come against us. They war tactics against us. Judges chapter 16. Read verse 1.
The book of Judges, chapter 16, and verse 1.
And this go back to what you were saying, officer, how we as so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, the men, how we deal with fornication and adultery.
Right.
Watch this. Read.
The book of Judges, chapter 16 and verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot.
A who?
A harlot.
A harlot is a hoe. Come on.
And went in unto her.
And went in unto her. He smashed. Watch this. Keep reading.
And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in. And laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city.
So these other nations know what your appetite is. They know what type of women you like, and they watching you on what you searching on social media.
Yep.
They watching you how you when you out and about, where your head turning, what you looking at.
Yep.
They seeing what you like, and they setting them up for that. We're gonna keep reading down so you can see what these other nations actually do. Read on.
And were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him.
We shall do what?
Kill him.
So they looking to kill us, and they use the women, these hoes, to do it. But the brothers, we continue to fall victim to it every time.
You're doing hoe activities. And Samson, and it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley, in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah.
So he fell in love with this woman named Delilah. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16.
Read verse 5. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And the lords of the Philistines.
The who?
The lords of the Philistines.
So the lords of the Philistines. So you have the rulers or the chief men of the Philistines.
Came up unto her.
They came to Delilah, the one that Samson fell in love with. Come on.
And said unto her, entice him.
Do what?
Entice him.
And the way that, and she enticing them, and the way these sisters entice us today, or these other nations entice us today, they entice us with the way they dress. They what they say, blondes have more fun, or something. You know, they nasty. So they know that's what you like. That's how she gonna entice you. Come on.
And see wherein his great strength lieth.
And the whole point of it is to see where your strength lie. Come on.
And by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him.
Read.
And we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver.
So they told Delilah, look, find out what his strength is, and when you find out, we gonna give so we can bind him up, so we can capture him. What else to say? And afflict him. And that's where we at right now. We have been bound and afflicted, and we still bound to this day and being afflicted. Why? Because of our adulterous ways, our fornicational ways. Jump down to verse 16 now.
Verse 16, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words.
When she pressed him daily with her words, come on.
And urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
Read.
That he told her all his heart.
He did what?
Told her all his heart.
That pillow talking gonna get you killed. And dealing with these other nations gonna get you killed, gonna get you bound up and afflicted. That's what you saw.
That's what we saw with this.
Come on.
Then told her all his heart and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man.
You see that? Because we not like other men.
Right.
But these other nations know once they get when we fornicate with their women, we become weak like other men. So our strength is the Bible. Our strength is the keeping of the commandments. But when you go against that and you're dealing with these other nations, now you like other men. You're now a god. You're now base men.
That's right. That's right. And what was it? Did you find it? In
Numbers 23 and 23, we talked about no enchantments.
Yeah, Numbers 20. No, I was looking. That's all right. Numbers 23, they can't do no enchantments against us. So as long as we keeping these commandments, we good. But like this young man that's in the video being brought to a piece of bread by a heathen woman. Proverbs 6 talks about it. We're brought to pieces of bread. Why? Because those athletes go out, get them huge contracts. She stick with him just long enough for her to be able to get that alimony. And then what does she do? She go into cut out on them, have 3 or 4 babies by him. Who do we see it happen to? We saw it happen to Tiger Woods. We've seen it happen to so many brothers. And they bring you to a piece of bread because you was never supposed to deal with it. This is war, brothers. Sisters, this is war. You got people out here who hate God, and guess what? You ought to despise their souls and not have nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them, brothers.
This is war!
what's the Kardashian sisters?
Yeah,
the
Kardashians. Famous
yeah, they famous for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next story. Let's go to the next story because that was, and that story was, I believe she was either a Palestinian or she was Ishmael. She was Ishmael. The female in that last video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the female in that last video was Ishmael. All right, so that's Ishmael using their women as a weapon against us, as a weapon of war. As a matter of fact, Deacon Malachi's class about the weapons of war, and he was going into the women. So now let's look at this one. Let's see this next group of people and whether or not they brothers. Can y'all please have the audio up when y'all play the video so we don't have to say that? This is so frustrating.
And you know what's crazy, officer? I'm sitting here thinking about it. These other nations know to use their women against us to overcome us.
Yes.
But our women are against us.
Yep.
Why is that?
Yep.
You understand? Yep. Our women got, hey, so wake up.
Right.
Wake up and understand your role as a woman, as an Israelite woman.
Yep.
Because when we keep the commandments, there's nothing these other nations can do to us.
Yep. 100%. Let that play. Let's have the volume up so we can hear it.
Liquor shop. There's a shop that sells alcohol. Are you alright? Nice to meet you. What did he say?
Now, hey, rewind it back. And I want y'all to listen closely because as the brother is walking, he's one of these YouTubers that goes to other countries and he shows you what's going on in the other countries, you know, what you can expect. And as he's walking by a liquor store in India, the man inside of the store yells out something to him, and then you hear other men in the store begin to laugh. Like it's a funny thing, right? Run it back. Let's play it again.
Yes, then we've got a liquor shop. There's a shop that sells alcohol. Are you alright? Nice to meet you. What did he say? You say, what did you say? Karaba?
How are you?
What did you say before? Don't call me Karaba. You understand? Oi, be careful. Don't call me Karaba. I understand Hindi, yeah? Yeah, Charabata you. Be careful, you stupid idiot, alright?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Be careful, be careful. Alright? I'm not Indian, alright? Behave yourself. Listen, tell him, don't call me black something. I speak a bit of Hindi. I understand. No. Have a good day. Have a good day, have a good day. So, you got a stupid man over here talking stupidness. Oh, you alright? Nice to meet you. You wanna, huh? Okay, no problem.
All right, that's
One
good.
guy just called.
That's good. Let it play. See what he say.
That monkey. He thinks I don't understand Hindi.
There it is. All right. So the guy inside of the liquor store, for no apparent reason, all he's doing is walking by the store, filming himself, showing what's in the streets of India. He says there's a liquor store. The guy yells out, and then he calls him a calabar or a cowaba, whatever word they use, and that word is calling him a black monkey. He calling him a nigger, basically. This is war. These other countries, these other nations have even formed trigger words that they know. Because look, the brother was ready to go back, and he was really ready to go back in there and bust his ass. He thought about it. He thought about it. But all of these nations are lined up against us. It ain't just the white man. So y'all are wrong and surmise evil against the Israelites when y'all say that the only people that we teach against is white people. That's because your affinity is towards white people. Because if you listen, we're going to tell you who Elam is, Ammon, Moab, Ishmael, Hamites. We're going to tell you who all of them are. Because they all hate our guts. We at war with the entire world. This is the war of the worlds that we in the midst of right now. But how are we fighting? Are we fighting? Because this brother was wise. How are we fighting? Y'all know what I want. How are we fighting? Are we fighting them with guns and knives and so forth? Are we going to be stupid? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Bring that out.
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4.
Yes. Bring it out.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are not physical weapons. We're not picking up guns and knives. We're not out here calling ourselves by the names of groups of people that run around with AK-47s and stuff strapped to their chests to try to show toughness. Man, look, You got an AK-47, guess what? You're going to run out of AK-47 bullets. And then you got to go buy some more bullets. And guess who ain't going to sell them to you in the midst of a war?
Message.
The enemy that own all of the bullet companies, dummies. We are in the midst of war. It ain't going to be guns. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Come on.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
To the pulling down of strongholds. Come on.
Casting down imaginations.
Read.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. Come on.
And bringing into captivity every thought.
Every what?
Every thought.
Every philosophy of the mind under who?
To the obedience of Christ.
There you go. That's the war that we fighting right now. And whether, hey, Christians, listen to me. We are at war. The enemy, I asked the Christian in St. Thomas a simple question. We were reading Psalms 83, which we're going to get it in a minute. We're going to get it. But I was reading, I said, do you believe in everything? He said, yeah, I believe in the whole Bible. I said, okay, cool. Let me read this. Explain this to me. I bring out a scripture, and it says, the enemies, mine enemies. I said, hey, Pastor, who's the enemies? Oh, what do you mean, who's the enemies? I said, pal, I mean, I'm asking a plain. You said you believe the whole Bible.
Right.
We're reading the Bible, having a dialogue. I need you to explain to me who the enemies are, because I was taught my whole life that the enemies are, there are no enemies under Christ. The enemies is anybody that don't believe in Christ.
When they say the enemy, they talk about Satan.
Right.
But it said enemies.
So guess what his answer was? Satan.
Yeah,
I said, well, I went, Pastor, hold on, though. It said enemies. I said, read it again. He read it, and I told him to spell it. We got the S at the end. I said, now it says enemies. Are you telling me there's a bunch of Satans? Now, I already know the answer. It is a bunch. It is a bunch of Satans. But I wanted him to explain who the enemies of God are. And he couldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Why? Because in Christianity, you're taught that whoever believes in Christ, no matter how evil and wicked they are, no matter what race they are, no matter what they did to your posterity, to your ancestry, that they are your brother and your sister, and that's a lie.
It's not in context with the Bible.
No, that's a war against our mind.
That's it.
When they say that.
That's not after Christ.
That's not after Christ at all.
An enemy would had a conversation that we read earlier with Holophanes and the captains of Moab and them. They would have a conversation on how to infiltrate you and overcome you.
Right. That's
how to get you to sin so your God won't fight for you. That's what an enemy would do.
So let's look at this last one. We got one more. One more to go through. They've been jumping to it a lot tonight. So let's deal with this. Where's the next place that we are at war and the race that is at war with us?
China urged to tackle online racism, targeting black people.
Wait a minute. Who?
Targeting black people.
China is targeting black people? No. Let me see. This article was written. Let's look and see, because this has got to be an old article, right? It looks like August 17th of 2023.
This is 2023?
A year ago. Oh. The whole country of China is being urged to tackle online racism targeting blacks. They not like us.
At all.
Like us. But they do. Now they try.
They try.
You see how they spike their hair? I mean, they do everything we do. But they not like us.
They not like us. No. Even though they be trying to pop, lock, and break dance. But I was so mad at that, seeing them do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did they really take Kung Fu from us, or did we start Kung Fu?
No, yeah, that's us.
That's
the
us,
fighting style that comes from us. Yeah.
They not like us. They took all our stuff.
No, they not
worse,
like
they
us.
worse than Edom.
100%. 100%. All right, let's go. Let's read the article a little bit, because we got to get out of here in just a couple of minutes.
Human Rights Watch has found racist content targeting black people and is becoming increasingly prevalent on China's social media platforms, where it is being used to attract traffic and generate profit.
Wait a minute. So dissing black people, disrespecting black people online is getting them heavy traffic and earning them money?
Yep.
Wow. This war is on a different level, because you've got to think. In the same way that online is targeting black people for the sake of making money, look at our music industry. Look at the BET Awards. Look at, you know what? I would stop at China, but this is China.
Yeah.
But I don't want to miss this because we promised we would deal with it. Go all the way back, and let's look at Kamala. Let's look at old Camelot. Let's go look at old Kamala Harris. Now, I gotta go back to number 4. Go back to number 4. We gotta bring this out before we go, man.
Well, she love them pantsuits, don't she?
Man, she love them pantsuits. She not like us.
She not like.
Let that play.
VP Kamala Harris interrupted the BET Awards with a pretty cringeworthy cameo that looked like it was an appeal to young voters, but I think turned them off more than on.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real HU? You know.
In a 2-minute segment, which included a fake FaceTime call with host Taraji P. Henson, Kamala Harris kind of flung around slang and seemed to try to be cool and with it in a way that felt super unnatural and had a lot of people on Twitter criticizing her and calling her out for kind of pandering to younger voters.
Pause right there. Pause right. Code switching.
Yep.
She was code switching in order to get Negro voters. She not like us.
Look, they don't act like that all year long.
All year long.
They don't act like that all year long.
Right. She not like us.
Waited to the voting season come around. Then you want to put on the black
Right. But she going to Africa and is urging African nations to accept homosexuality. That's been her job the whole time she's been in office. Is trying to coerce them into taking homosexuality.
She's taking Obama's place.
Yes.
Why are you gay?
Keep playing.
Had a lot of people on Twitter criticizing her and calling her out for kind of pandering to younger voters.
I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing? Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji.
In the segment, she said, "Girl, I'm out here on the streets," in a reference to the campaign trail, and also referenced Kendrick Lamar in a pretty strained lyrical drop in the middle of it.
These extremists, as they say, they not like us. They not.
Wow.
Y'all ought to be if any one of y'all go out and vote after this crap here, after seeing how they expose the agenda through the BET Awards, everybody got their ass out.
Everybody.
Everything about this. Now, I didn't watch it, but in investigating for the show, I saw clips where they said Tatiana, what's her name? Or Tiana Taylor. That's her name, right? Tiana Taylor she did a skit like she was Usher or something, but she was dancing on another female, acting like male-female activity. They said it was like 2 or 3. They said Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji had she in her, with a red hoodie on,
dressed like Kendrick Lamar,
rapping.
They are putting black women at the forefront of America and just leaving Negroes behind. I read at the Essence Awards that there was an argument that's going on with the city of New Orleans. The people in New Orleans are like, look, Essence comes every year, and they able to block us from being able to get out in the streets and get any of that money. So you know what they did? They donated $45,000 to the New Orleans School District. $45,000.
That's crumbs.
To the New Orleans School District, and they said that they would allow black women businesses certain rights to get money in New Orleans during Essence.
Black women.
At war.
Ain't no way, boy.
So look, y'all, I pray that y'all glean something from tonight's show, man. If nothing else, understand the war that we're fighting. Understand the way that it's going to be won is not going to be through our might or through our power, but through the power of the Most High God, Yahweh. That's how we going to win this war, all right? It ain't going to be in the way that you think it is. So get your mind off of the carnality of it. Come back to the spirituality and put on your whole armor, all right? We're seeking your assistance. Let's bring that up. We're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly share a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 simple questions. So everybody that's on the chat, if you haven't done this, and even if you have, do it again. Aim your phone at the TV, scan this QR code, answer the 5 simple questions for us, please. Let us know how things are going, all right? And also, y'all know that every week we ask that y'all subscribe and follow IUIC Dallas at the different platforms. Instagram is at IUIC Dallas. Facebook is at IUIC Dallas. TikTok is at IUIC.Dallas. YouTube is at IUIC Dallas. And if you want to donate to us to help us keep pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth by airwaves owned by Amalek, please donate to IUIC.Dallas at IsraelUnite.org. Israel, stay in the battle, study, pray, apply. You have been tuned in the scripts.
Reloaded.
Dig this, ain't trying to be in your business, but I love you enough to tell you the truth about yourself. You've been committing whoredoms out of boredom, getting walked in like Florsheim's out of Nordstrom's. Please change your decorum and ways. If you could see that you a princess, defenseless in rebellion, you gon' pay for what you selling. Your body is a temple, but you busy chasing a bag.